And you're on.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm here to just kind of give you an update of what's been going on with me and the student assistance program, and maybe put some feelers out there for input and feedback on what you guys have been experiencing with everything that's been going on. So I'm kind of reading, but I'm kind of winging it too. So I hope you have a great training this afternoon, and you guys are awesome. I'm so grateful that you're here and that you're doing all you do for our kids. So with that said, I'm going to just jump right into some of the more technical kind of, I guess, with numbers and stuff, because I wanted to give you guys an idea of what's been going on with the student body as a whole. And with the kids I've been seeing. So an update on how things are is I have seen 61 kids, or I have not seen 61 kids. 61 kids have been referred to me. Out of those kids, 41 of those I have screened, which is the process that I do once I bring a kid down, and I'll explain that in just a minute. And then I have screened 27 of those 41. And out of the 27, I have referred 24 of them on to other counselors or therapists or counseling groups. Not all of them have started therapy, but some of them already had established therapy, and then some of them have gotten therapy. And we're working on getting, getting telehealth here at the school so that the kids can be on their notebooks that we provide. We have a lot of technicalities to that and logistics to that are being processed. I keep flipping my hair. I was saying to Asia how these things make me really nervous, and how it's funny when you're watching yourself how much more you do nervous behaviors. But anyway,
you're doing great.
Only a handful of those kids were drug, alcohol, and tobacco related, which, because I know that that's kind of one of the bigger concerns that we want to educate our kids and try to keep them away from those things. But we do have a handful of kids that are specifically vaping, and they are pretty open about it. They've gotten in trouble, some of them, and that's how some of them came to me, was being referred because of that. But some of them are just now learning about all that too. So I also have a handful of suicide screenings that I've done. Anytime a kid identifies or shares that they've been thinking of suicide or had thoughts of hurting themselves or taking their own life, I have to obviously escalate that to some degree and do a screening. And only a couple of those have been serious enough that we've had to move them up to the next level of the system. I don't want to go into trying to explain all that, and you guys probably kind of have an idea anyways. But anyway, so grateful that we don't have a lot of kids that are in that ideation and thinking of those type of things. And then I have still about probably 10 to 12 kids right now that I have been referred to me. Some of them, especially the grade school kids, have been referred to me quite some time ago. If you're thinking, oh, well, Alison hasn't done anything, believe me, I have. Anyway, the kids that I haven't screened, I'm waiting on parent permission. And any kid under 13, I have to get parent permission before I can actually see them. So when we originally set this up, we were having you just send the kid down to my room. And I'm kind of a little bit lenient on it, because if they're in kind of what they would consider a crisis situation, then they need somebody to talk to, right? And that's what I'm here for too. So I'm kind of being a little slack on that. But if I actually end up screening the kid, obviously I cannot do that until I get permission from the parents. And I'm trying to figure out a way to streamline that process. So I actually have a couple ideas, but I would love some input and feedback around that as well, especially with the grade school, obviously, and junior high. And let's see. The referral forms. So I gave you guys each a referral form in your snail mail mailbox in the teacher's room. And I know that not all of you check there, but I also have sent a couple of you forms through the emails. If you need a referral form and you don't have one, I tried to give you a copy at least so that you can make copies of them if you need them. But if you don't have one, there's some in the office where all the other forms are with Ashley. And you need to fill that out so that I have an idea why you're sending the kid to me. And then hand it in to Ashley or Miss Golub, and then they will refer it out to me. So the referral process, I'm going to just go over it really quick because I wasn't totally clear when I met with you guys at the beginning of the year how that was happening. And this is the process, how it goes. You're going to get a referral form. You're actually going to notice that a kid is either having abnormal or some type of behavior that is totally out of their norm. So an example, I have a kid that is pretty even keel, mellow kid, usually pretty engaged in class and with other children and stuff. And one of the recess aides referred him to me and shared that he had pinned a kid down and was beaten on him at recess. And I was like, oh, that's strange. Okay, yeah, that's different. So she did the referral, and unfortunately the parent was not cooperative and didn't want to do any type of further pursuit of that. But I explained to the parent when I called them that the reason why they were referred is because it was an abnormal behavior for the kid. It wasn't necessarily a discipline issue because the recess aide took care of it, but it was definitely an abnormal way of acting for this child. So that's the type of thing. There's other things too, and you guys pretty much, but I just want to clarify just in case anybody had any questions around that. So then you fill out the referral form. When you fill out the referral form, give as much information as you can. There's all sorts of categories down below that you can mark. If nothing applies, just write it in. On the top, there's a space between their general information and then those questions of what the problem might be. And I think that kind of, and then, so you fill it out and then you bring it either to Ashley, Ms. Golub, or myself. If it is a kid under the age of 13, I would hope that you would reach out to the parent and let them know, we've been recognizing that Johnny has been acting like this in class or like this at recess or whatever the behavior is that you're recognizing, and make the parent aware that you're going to send them to me. And hopefully at that time even ask them to come and see me and fill out the paperwork or sign the paperwork just so that I can move forward with it. That would be ideal. I know not everything's going to be ideal. So one thing is I have probably 2 or 3 kids that I haven't gotten handwritten permission from the parents. I've called them cold turkey, which isn't necessarily the best situation. That's why I'm trying to get it more streamlined. And they need to come in and actually fill out, or it's not filling out any paperwork. I need to explain the situation, explain how it works, let them know about their HIPAA form, a release of information form, and a treatment release or confidentiality form. So it's really to protect the child as well as my organization, True North ESD 113, and myself, so that if something happened that wasn't good, we would have everybody protected under the laws and everything. So with that said, that's how the referral situation goes. Once you've referred them, if I screen them and I have a scoring process that I do, if they score high to moderate, I will kind of make a little bit of a judgment call, but really a numbers call. and see if they need to be referred on to a therapist. If they need to be referred on, we'll do that, and I will send home a referral to their parents. And then if they see a therapist, or if they don't see a therapist, I'm still going to check in with them probably every so often, say probably sorry, Asia's giving me the timer here. So probably every week or every 2 weeks. Okay, moving on. During conferences, I will be out front in the lobby foyer area, greeting parents and hopefully grabbing those parents that need to sign their papers and getting parent permission for kids that have been referred to me already. K5 is doing a kindness campaign. We started January 4th and we're going through May 27th. Please encourage your kids to put their random acts of kindness or things that they've done on a sticky note and putting it on the board across from Julie's room. 5 through 12, I will be starting support groups after spring break, April 12th, with 6th through 12th grade, possibly 5th grade. I'm going to talk to Samantha about that individually, which is a voluntary basis and will be running during 5th and 7th period PE. It is the kids I've already screened, or if it's kids that are interested, I will have to screen them before. It is called Coping with COVID, and it's Trails to Wellness. I don't know if you've heard of the program. It looks really good to me. We've been practicing presenting it. So 6th through 12th. I also need to do classroom presentations to finish out my classroom presentation series for alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. I'm doing that in Mr. Kinney's room right now for the 9th grade. Before the end of the year, I need to finish that. So if we can get together on that, when would be a good time to do that? We may just pop it in towards the end of the year after the during PE, but I will confirm that later. And probably starting in April, I'm thinking. Anyways, and looking at the rest of the year, I hope that we can, help our kids with these mental health issues and behavioral issues. If you have any questions, any ideas, any feedback or input, please get back to me. I have my address and extension 230. I think that's about it. Wraps it up. Have a great afternoon and keep doing what you're doing. Thanks, guys.